Hey guys, welcome back to the Workplace and Apprenticeship 10 videos. In this video, we're going to look at lesson 3 from chapter 2, which is talking all about additional earnings that we did not talk about in lesson 2 or in our previous video. So in this lesson, all that we talked about was, say, your bonus, which could be either a certain percentage or it could be just a dollar amount that maybe your boss would give you. There's isolation pay, which might be if you work, say, in an isolated area, like say if you're working up north, they might give you an extra either pay for that or might be even say a certain extra in terms of your hourly wage. You could also get danger pay. So say you're working in a dangerous job, you might get either an extra dollar amount or you might get, it's usually in terms of the hourly wage, you get a little bit extra. And then there's also something called shift premium, which is typically given to those who work outside of your normal hours. Like say if you were to work at Superstore and you worked maybe in the night shift, after working a certain amount of time, I think at Superstore might be 8 or 9 p.m. You would get maybe an extra dollar per hour just for working those types of hours. So we're going to be looking at example number 3 from your notes. And this one here is talking all about shift premium. So Conchita works as a bus driver for a transit company. Since busy times of the day require more drivers than midday, the company requires that some employees work split shifts. The bus company offers a 12% shift premium for the second shift to anyone that has a 4-hour break between the end of one shift to the beginning of the next shift. So if Conchita earns $17.82 per hour, how much will she earn during the week? And so here below we're given her time card, which says exactly what kind of hours she worked within that 1 week. So here we're trying to answer the question, how much will she earn during the week? And some of the important stuff there is that we know that she gets a shift premium if there is a 4-hour break between the beginning of her first shift to the beginning of the second shift. And we also know that she earns on regular $17.82 per hour. So in order to figure out how much she's going to earn, we first even need to know, well, what kind of hours is she working between even her first shift and her second shifts? So what kind of hours is she working? So just to start here, let's look at her Monday. And here she works in her first shift 6:15 to 11 o'clock. So that right there, if you guys can do this either in your head or I pulled up a little image of a clock here. And then just count out the hours. So if you're starting at 6:15 and you're going up to 11, so what you can do is either count it. So you go 7:15, 8:15, 9:15, 10:15. That right there is 4 hours. And then to get from 10:15 all the way up to 11 o'clock, you have to add 45 minutes. And we typically like to deal with this in terms of all the same units. So 45 minutes is equal to 3/4 of an hour, which is 0.75. So say for her first shift, she worked 4.75 hours. Then for her second shift, she started at 3:30 and worked till 6:45. So looking at your clock, you go 3:30, so you count 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. So that right there was 3 hours. And then to get from 6:30 to 6:45, you have to add 15 minutes. And 15 minutes is just 1/4 of an hour, which is also 0.25. Then going from 6:15 to 10:15, we're at 7:15, 8:15, 9:15, 10:15. That right there is simply just 4 hours. And then going for her second shift, it's 3:30 to 7:15. So we're at 3:30, so 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. That right there is 3 hours. Then to get from 6:30 all the way up to 7:15, you're going to add 3/4 of an hour, or 45 minutes, which is just 0.75. Looking at Wednesday, we're going from 12 to 4. So starting at 12, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 hours from 12 to 4. Then her second shift there is 6 to 9. So we're going from 6, 7, 8, 9. That right there is 3 hours. Thursday, she only works the one shift, and she starts at 3:30. She's going to 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. So that right there is 4 hours. And then Friday, she's working from 8 to 11. So we have from 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock to 11. That right there is 3 hours. And then from 2 to 4:45, we're at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That is 2 hours. And then to get from 4 o'clock to 4:45, that is 45 minutes or 3/4 of an hour. So 0.75. So from there, we need to identify, well, which of these hours is going to be applied to shift premium. So I'll circle these ones here in red. So here you have to identify, where does she have that 4-hour break? So looking at her Monday shifts, her shift number 1 ended at 11 o'clock. Then the next one started at 3:30. So you can count that. So from 11 o'clock, we have 12, 1, 2, 3. That right there is 4 hours. And then to get to, say, the 3:30, that'd be 4.5. So that right there is 4.5. So Monday right here is going to be a shift premium. And the shift premium, if you guys remember, was applied to the second shift. Then let's check Tuesday. We're going from 10:15 to 3:30. You really don't have to do the math here, because you know that she's finished earlier than she was on Monday, and she's starting the exact same time. So there's an even bigger break there. So we know that Tuesday she has a shift premium for that second shift there. Then we can look for Wednesday from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. That's only 2 hours there. So she's not going to get shift premium for that second shift. Then we can look at Friday, which has 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And looking at our little clock here from 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. That right there is only 3 hours, so she's not going to get shift premium there. Okay? So to figure out Conchita's pay, it's going to be her pay at her regular plus the pay at shift premium. So step number 1, let's find out what this pay at her regular wage would be. So step number 1 here, I guess, to even start off, we need to know how many hours she worked at that time. We know her wage, but now we need to figure out how many hours she worked at regular pay. So that's essentially all of her shifts that are not at shift premium. So you'll go 4.75 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 and 3 for Wednesday, 4 for Thursday, 3 for Friday, and 2.75 for that second shift. So if you were to add up all of those numbers, what we should find is that her regular pay, I guess the pay at her regular hours would come up to 25.5 hours. So now that we know how many hours she's worked at her regular pay, now we can find that total pay at that regular wage. So if you guys remember there, your pay at your regular wage is equal to your wage times the number of hours. And going back up to that question there, we know that her regular pay there was $17.82 per hour, and then she worked 25.5 hours. If we put that into our calculator, what we should find is that we get $454.41. So now we have this first part of our equation here. Now we need to be able to figure out the information for this pay at shift premium. So there's a couple things here that we need to know. We first need to know how many hours she worked at shift premium. Then we also have to figure out that wage at that shift premium. So here, our third step here is we can calculate those hours. And for our hours here, it's everything that's in this red, in these red circles. So it's just 3.25 plus 3.75. Add that up and we should get a total of 7 hours that'll be at shift premium. right, so now that we have our number of hours that she worked at shift premium, now we need to figure out, well, what is her actual wage, including that shift premium? So our fourth step here is we're going to find that the premium wage. So that pay shift premium wage, it was 12% on top of her regular wage. So what we need to do first is we're going to find 12% of her regular wage, which is $17.82. Then what we can do is we'll add that dollar amount to her regular wage. So remember, to multiply or find 12% of a certain number, you first need to take that percentage and turn it into a decimal. So we're going to move our decimal 2 times to the left. What we should find is that we get 0.12. Then you're going to multiply that with her wage, so 17.82. If you put that into your calculator, what you should find is that she'd be getting an extra $2.14 per hour for that shift premium. Then what we need to do is add that to her regular wage to find the total shift premium. So you take $2.14, add it to that regular wage of $17.82. So put that into your calculator. What we should find is that Conchita would be making $19.96 per hour on that shift premium. So now that we know her shift premium hours, we know her shift premium wage, now we can use that to find how much money she's making at shift premium. So remember, that is your wage times the number of hours. So you're going to take $19.96 per hour and times it by the number of hours, which if you scroll on up, we had 7 hours there. If you put that into your calculator, what we should find is that her pay at shift premium should give you $139.72. So that is what Conchita would make at 7 hours working at $19.96 or that 12% shift premium. So the last part of this question is now we need to figure out her total earnings for that week. We know how much she would make at her regular wage, and then we also know what she was making during her shift premium. So then what we have to do is just add those two amounts. So your last step, step number 6, is to find her total earnings. So that's equal to her pay at the regular wage, which was $454.41, plus her pay at her shift premium, which was $139.72. When you add that up, you would find that Conchita would get $594.13. Then, just to finish up this question, make sure you answer it with a sentence. So you could say that Conchita will earn $594.13. You can even take it that step further. Once again, you could say she will earn $594.13 for that week. But honestly, this is a good basic sentence. And then maybe we can work our way up to writing some full sentences later. So that's everything for this question. And so if you guys had any questions, just come see me in class or text me on Reminder 101. And thank you guys so much for watching.